Yeah. Happy Thursday, everybody. Happy Thursday. And welcome to the Dollar Hour. I am Deonte Burden, aka Mr. Short Dollar himself. We got an awesome show planned for you guys tonight. Tonight we're talking about something, covering a subject that a lot of people want to go down the road of entrepreneurship. They're working at a job, they've acquired a skill set, they've got experiences and stuff. They're like, man, I do this pretty good. I can go ahead and get paid, especially they start interacting with different vendors and people come by the offices. Man, damn, they getting paid this. I want to do these kind of things, but when they go down that road, it doesn't really turn out that way. And what I want to have a conversation with you guys tonight is really the mindset shift you got to have going from an employee to an entrepreneur. Again, the mindset shift going from an employee to an entrepreneur. Because again, people have the skill sets, the interest, the love, the passion, all that stuff. But it's that neck up. And I think a lot of people really don't understand that kind of way you got to lead, because it's totally different. And we're going to discuss the actual mindset shift to go from employee to entrepreneur, give you guys tips on how to do it and how to avoid some of the pitfalls just in case you get stagnant or get upset or get off your rocker and stuff. Because one thing about entrepreneurship, I say this all the time, it don't necessarily go the way you want it.
That's true.
And I, being part of it, I 100% self-employed. I move more so for the freedom.
Okay.
And the actual fear and all the other stuff that come along with it, I'm cool with.
Okay. You can deal with that part.
Most people not.
Yeah.
So that's why I want to have that conversation with you, because so many people have skill sets. They got things that they can do. But when they start talking about going out there on their own, hell no.
Yeah.
We always say, a lot of people talk about getting off that plantation, but you find out quick that plantation got some bad benefits.
Right.
You know, outside don't have. So it's gonna be a great conversation tonight. Again, we're talking about the mindset shift from employee to entrepreneur. Before we get started, I want to say what's up to my house producer, DJ Lab.
What's going on, brother? How's the best day of the week, Thursday?
Hey, absolutely, man.
Giving all this knowledge out for free.
Oh man, shit, bro. I've had an awesome week. I've really gone. July been pretty good for me because I've been pretty structured with everything. So everything, pretty much all the tasks I've been doing. I'm going to share my schedule and stuff. The tasks I had slated for this week, I've been knocking them out.
Yeah.
So everything's been pretty cool. I've had weeks where other things pop up, but I think it's very, very crucial that I actually share my system. I did a video on it on how to schedule yourself being self-employed.
Right.
But just having that conversation this week been pretty good.
Okay.
I also want to say what's up to my other producers, League 316. What's up, Rick?
What's going on, Rick?
What am I about to forget? Again, it's the Dollar Hour. I'm Deonte Burden. It's the Dollar Hour. Right now, we're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Twitter. But the main hub is the Mr. Short Dollar YouTube channel, where we talk about personal finance, entrepreneurship, operations, and business and investments. The YouTube channel, we got over 1,400 videos, guys. I know you guys may be looking at the different hubs with I just said Facebook, YouTube.
Facebook,
right
YouTube.
The main hub is the Mr. Short Dollar YouTube channel, so definitely go there. If you have to leave, come in between. But I announced that again. I'm kind of hyped up about talking this particular subject matter. I don't want to have too many damn brain cramps.
Right.
In regards to that. But again, we start talking about what does it really take for you to go from working for someone else to work for someone else to work for yourself. And I think so many people think about it like, man, I want to go be my own boss. I want to do this. I want to do that. And the idea of you having that empowerment of doing it is it's empowering, it's invigorating, it's encouraging. But the thing of it is that ignorance don't prepare you for really the things that go into it.
Right.
And I think so many people don't understand that that part of it. And let me get this quick disclaimer. There is no right or wrong way. I don't, my biggest thing, what I always preach about is happiness. If you like get up in the morning, going to your job, great.
Right.
If you want to get out there and do your own thing, great. There is no right or wrong. What I try to talk about a lot of times, that this is the Business Finance Entrepreneur channel, is when you want to go pivot to make that turn, be it a minor level where you may just get your toe in the water, a little bit more where you may sign a contract to, or full-fledged, 100% self-employed, there's a different way you got to move and think, right? There's a different way because, again, one situation, you know something is coming.
Right.
Another situation, you're doing things in hopes something comes.
Okay.
So, as crazy as that sound, like, hey, because far too often people say, well, I can sell this, I can sell this for this, I can sell this for that. That's cool, but what are they going to cost you?
Yeah.
We need a job, you ain't to pay for that. And then we work for yourself. Now you got to pay pencils, papers, all this other kind of stuff. And we talking about a low end thing. So the mind, your whole way you look at things, the perspective, the thinking of it has to change. So understanding, that employee mindset. And again, this is not to look at anything, from a negative objective point. It's just more so we having a good open discussion about it. But a couple of things we looking at the root of these. What caused, that employee mind shift, mindset? The first one, just that comfort stability. Like I said, you're gonna get paid, and depending where you work at, hey man, look, you may be government job, first 15th,
right, on time.
Hey, I'm a soldier
every time.
I'm a soldier, I know,
right.
And then sometimes you even what you just job, depending on if you put in work or didn't put in this, that, and that. What they seen, they know you were there, so you got paid, regardless of the level of production.
Right.
Those kind of things, man. It's hard to get out of there. Six Redbone said more stress, more headache, etc. It's not for the weak. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And you gotta have a little sense with it too. So again, we started talking about understanding that, appreciate that, understanding the employee mindset, just having that comfort of stability. That, hey man, I've been there before.
Right.
And I know plenty of y'all that went in the bathroom on your break, put a little wrap on the seat.
Right.
Sit down. Take a nap. Go out till you call break.
Right.
Sit out there and sleep.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, let me know a boy come down the hall. I'm take me a nap. I got you later.
Right.
Right.
It's gone.
It's gone.
You go sleep, you lose money.
Hey. Another thing is limited responsibility. Employees typically have the narrow scope on responsibilities, focus on that specific task rather than the entire business. A lot of times, you ever been in a situation where people will say, well, the company made $1 million. They ought to better pay us more money.
Right.
Not understanding what the company net or how different ththings are structured out or whatever. Sometimes people can see, because I've had plenty of people that have worked for me. And, well, you charging this, you got these people come in, we should get more.
Right.
No, the hell you don't. Have no damn clue.
Right.
About what I pay insurance, what I pay in rent, what I pay in advertising, what I pay in supplies, and don't care to know.
You're right.
Their function, their scope of where they at is from them looking at it is so narrow. It's just more so what they have coming in. Now sometimes, and I remember I worked in the warehouse when I was first got out of the army. They would give kind of things like bonuses. If y'all don't damage any products, and that so many things happen, y'all can get production, you get like a bonus. So then you might be kind of looking at that kind of stuff. But yes, and it was that work for a home building company.
Okay.
But the sales, the developing, how how land is purchased, how land is graded out, developed, and things like that. I ain't know no shit like that. I just worked in the wood warehouse, and we just were kind of my scope was just make sure we don't damage any product.
Okay.
That's all they had, right? Okay. And that's how it is typically a lot of times with many jobs. Like you just look at where you're at.
The system's in place.
What they doing in marketing, management,
none of your business.
Ain't none of your business. I don't know that shit. Most stuff to do, right?
Exactly.
We talking about that employee mindset. Also, the dependence of others. Employees rely on the employer for direction, resources, and growth opportunities. A lot of times, a lot of people aren't really prepared for setting their schedule, how things are gonna get set up. When you go into your job, it's it's plug and play.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? It's plug and play.
Yes.
So you just got to read the employee manual. You might get somebody come to you and they'll kind of help you with training. You learn this, and after a while, you're on your way.
Right.
When you work for yourself, you got to create all that.
Mm.
You got to create
All that.
All the SOPs, all the rules, everything has to be created.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and there'll be varying degree. Even if you work for yourself, if you work for a Fortune 500 company, you know, it may be a lot more complicated in regards to how things are set up.
Mm-hmm.
But in theory, the marketing, the advertising, basic work operations, times, and all this stuff, you got to build that shit out yourself.
Let me ask you a question before you go further. On a percentage average, in your opinion, how many entrepreneurs really sit back and think about all that stuff though? Like in your opinion, like who really sits back and say, well, I need to start this business, but let me look at, you know, cost of rent, what it's gonna cost for this, what it's gonna cost to buy, 16 pounds of flour, or if they have a restaurant, what's gonna cost to buy some sporks or rental spoons or bowls. Like, well, I need to run down my costs, and then I also need to run down my replacement costs because those things get lost or broken. How many people really, in the grand scheme of things, do that? My opinion is people worry about it when it's time to worry about it, I guess you could say.
I think maybe even like maybe 1 or 2% do that. The only time you really will see somebody that will actually come in the gate doing that typically is people that are maybe just somebody that's already a little seasoned in business. They got another person they already kind of familiar with it, with doing it. Unfortunately, most of the time people go into business, they go into business blind, where they don't really take the time to get the proper guidance before they start up. Because usually what happens is, and we having a show right now, just giving out free information. What happens a lot of times, people, when they start talking to somebody like me, when I start giving out advice, it kind of prolongs the initial.
Okay.
Of getting everything started, right? And people get a turd from that because when they want to do stuff, they want to do it now.
Right.
If I sit here and say I want to do something, I can say, look, this is what I'm planning on doing, and we're going to drop everything out, November 15th, whatever, right? That doesn't mean we waited November 15th to get started. What it does mean, okay, I'm paying for this, I'm paying for that. We're doing dry runs and all this kind of stuff, and it's, preparing for that launch. But when you start talking, they just like, I can't wait. I can't wait to do that. So I would say probably 99% of people
really
don't do any kind of thought about it, because again, the only ones that actually do that is people you have some kind of experience. They can be experienced already being an entrepreneur or educated. You do that, right? But most folks they don't do, because how would you know?
Right.
I
get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
As obvious as that sounds, that everything that you got set up in your job, we just say something basic as performance evaluation, which you might think is bullshit, but then you got to say they do that same thing for the people that work for you, right? But you think it's you don't want to deal with it, whatever, and the vision you may have is something fun,
right?
And I understanding that those things that ain't fun, it's not that they bad, they're just structured,
right?
And I think a lot of times people, they just want to skip and avoid from that. And what happens is, because you don't have that stuff in place, that's why things crumble. That's why things fail. And then maybe you can go back later on if you can survive not having those kind of things, implement them. But I think the vast
99% is high.
Yeah, damn it, nobody does. I mean, who do you know? Who do you know?
Right.
That has ever started business up? They had all the structure and stuff together.
Nobody.
Right. They have, they have a system of doing stuff, but as far as the structure in regards to, hey, this got to have this got, these things set up, I don't have that. And that's why, because they have a system of doing things, it starts and works. But because they don't have a structure, it crumbles.
Okay.
That makes sense.
I get it. I think I thought maybe they didn't do it because of the processes and all that. It may cause issue to where they might talk themselves out of it, because once they think about it, they see about what it takes to be an entrepreneur, see about all the processes and things they're gonna need, and they like, nah, I don't want to get into all that. And then it talks them out of it. So I think that they don't think about it. My opinion is that they don't think about it because they don't want to talk themselves out of it. Because we all know it's going to take more than us just saying, I got my LLC to really be a real business.
I don't think we all know that. I don't think we all know. I think people again, I've shared this many a times. Majority of the people that start businesses, they don't necessarily want a business. They just want probably the job, pay them more money, give them more freedom, or give them more authority.
Okay.
Right? That's typically what happens. If a job gave you one of them three, combination or whatever, most people just be like content.
Stay there.
But because they're not getting the respect, or they feel they're not getting respect, they're not getting enough pay, they're not getting, being left alone. Let me go do my own thing. I couldn't tell you, I ain't really got a percentage wise in my head how many people just get deterred because they start seeing what it really takes, change their mind, or how many people just really don't damn know and do it. But it's just a good mixture of both.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, keep it real, like that's why most businesses fail after 2 years. And that's stretching it. You just don't want to be in those situations. I'm gonna be honest with you. Well, you're exhausted your cushion, and you really can't even survive after you went down that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it.
That's the thing with that. But I think majority don't. I don't know any. All the ones I do know are the ones that, like I said, either been in business before, or they come with somebody, or they've lost, just somebody just from the business world that been like corporate America, and they know how to shift.
Yeah,
those kind of things. But most folks, they just don't know. You about to say something?
Yeah, I think it's a financial thing too. It could be financial. We have to get these systems in place once we get the money to put them in place. So let's go ahead and get open, get started, and see. And then once we get enough money to do this, we can do that. Slick says, "No lab. To many people, LLC means we have a company now."
Oh hell yeah! Hell yeah. Okay, I want to expound on something you just said. Whereas you said a lot of people just like, look, let's just get the doors open.
Right.
Talking about again, how to move from the shift from the mindset of employee to entrepreneur. That was a great punch you brought up. Because a lot of people like, look, man, let's just get open and we'll figure the other shit out later.
Right.
The problem come up is once you open, you can't go back and figure out the other shit later. Why? Because you so focused on staying open.
Open, okay.
That's the problem. You so focused on staying open. Man, that restaurant empty. I gotta get more folks in here. I ain't getting. I done bought all this damn lawn equipment, and I'm just trying to get customers. So your structure on how to do everything, you ain't got time to do it.
Okay.
Now you out here damn desperate. You out here doing all kind of stuff, making desperate moves, unrushed moves, unplanned moves, and there's no kind of structure behind it. If you got that business plan, got the structure in place, you already know phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, right? These are the things, these are the benchmarks. This we're going, at this moment we should have done this. At this moment we should have done that. At this moment we should have done that. And that's from a structure standpoint, a sales standpoint, cost standpoint, revenue standpoint. You got all these benchmarks in place. And you say like, damn, Deonte, that sounds like a lot of shit. It is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you have to do that stuff in place because again, you keep going back in circles. You keep going back in circles. Like that damn dog with that flea on his tail, just spinning around.
Yeah.
How your ass gonna be?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad you said it because that's what happened so many times. Once the race started, you got to focus on the race
and trying to win it.
You cannot go back while you racing and start worrying about your training. You did what I'm saying?
Think of it like that, but now you said it. You take it right. We in the race now. Ain't no training gonna be.
When I coach track for 12 years, and hear the parents tell the kid, do this, do that, do that, do that. I know they encourage you,
right?
But if I don't rep something and got muscle memory, I'm doing something the same way for 2 or 3 weeks. Can I shift from it
to something else in the middle of the race?
Exactly,
right.
And you got guys like boxing is a great example. Those guys, but they're trained to adjust on the fly. That's part of their training. Right. They're trained to look at this scenario, that scenario, but that's part of their training. If they haven't done that, you can't do that unless you're one of them exceptional people.
Right.
But the way you've been working now. As a coach, look, parents don't count. Well, he need to do it. We can fix that next week at practice, but we can't fix that shit
now. Yeah. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Right. And I
say, hey, mama.
Hey, mama, what's going on?
Hey, mama.
Appreciate you tuning in. Those kind of things, people just got to adhere to. And so, again, those are some of the things we start talking about the mindset with employees. Again, guys, tonight we're talking about the shift the mindset shift from an employee to an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
We're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter, TikTok, and Twitter. The main hub is the Mr. Short Dollar YouTube channel. So if you just came in, or if you do have to leave, go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. Check out this full video on its full entirety. Also check out the other 1,400 videos on the YouTube channel. Okay. Now going to when we just talked about the mindset of an employee, then we lay that mindset of an entrepreneur.
Okay.
I just how you gotta be damn thinking, right? We'll go to the how to get there in a second, but we just number one, acknowledge okay, this is how use our employee mindset. And we go to the entrepreneur mindset. Typically, the risk tolerance is totally different. Entrepreneurs take calculated risk and are comfortable with uncertainty. The idea of being responsible for success and failure are essential in their entrepreneurship. They like owning, hey, I'm in charge of this.
Right.
I say something I want people to understand. And we talked about this years ago when I first started a YouTube channel. There's a difference between taking a chance and taking a risk. A chance, you don't know, you're just doing it.
Right.
A risk is you gather information and you got your information and you're making a decision on something, but you still don't necessarily got 100% surety that that's going to happen.
It's like stock market.
Exactly.
Stock market is pure risk.
Exactly. You have data to help you come through, you know what I'm saying? But that's the thing with a risk. You've actually done some research. You're not 100%.
Right.
But hey, listen, man, I've done this. Typically, this is what happens. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like if you sell coats, if fall hits, winter comes, okay, look, I know it's gonna get cold. So you sell coats. You just don't know if people gonna like your coats.
Right.
Experience that taught you that. You know these kind of things, right? And that was the thing where, when we start talking about taking a risk, because I really want you guys to understand there's a big damn difference between taking a chance
and taking
a risk.
Right.
A chance, you don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? Flip the coin, that's it. And that is so damn dangerous. Entrepreneurs, they try to gather data, get informed, and try to make an informed decision. Again, that decision is not 100% guaranteed.
Right.
But that's the thing with taking a risk. We understand that point. When we start talking about calculated risk. Those calculated risks are based off information and data that you done got. Not you just, feeling a certain way. So I just want everybody to understand that difference between taking a chance and a risk.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So entrepreneurs, their risk tolerance difference. They can handle that. Hey man, look, I'm gonna put this money out. I done did had shows in the past. Look, book the venue, book the artist. We got this place can hold this much, we're putting this much for security. We're gonna put so much money into the radio, so much money into flyers. If we do right, we ought to bring back this. Have that shit flopped on me? Absolutely. Have I made money doing it? Absolutely. Those are the kind of things you're basing off that kind of stuff. That's just that risk tolerance, right?
Yeah. I mean, I made 15,000 last time, but I got to factor in a couple things. You know what I'm saying? I might not make as much, but I'm gonna try it anyway.
Absolutely.
Never know.
Absolutely, because hey man, they got a new sheriff. They're gonna be part outside the club, those kind of things. I shared before. I started putting out money in October and November for tax season.
Right.
With the training, with the marketing, right? The IRS does not start releasing funds until the last week of February, right? Or the first week of March.
Right.
It's a lot of fucking time you're putting out money and you get that coming
for
in,
next
right?
year.
But I know it's coming.
Right.
I know it's coming.
Right.
But at the end of the day, those are the kind of things, right?
Right.
That ain't for everybody.
You're taking that risk for that big reward later on.
Absolutely.
6-7 months later.
Hey, those farmers plant crops at certain times, knowing the harvest comes, hey, we got to get it and we sell it. But when they're planting and digging that kind of stuff, ain't no money coming in.
And they don't know, they don't know if the weather's going to turn. They don't know what's going to happen. It could have a frost to kill everything.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. So those kind of things we start talking about risk. So their risk tolerance is different. Another key thing, guys, is just self-reliance. Entrepreneurs rely most on themselves. When I always say I bank on myself, and they make decisions and solve problems, often without clear guarantee that something gonna happen. So you say, I always say, man, I bank on Pooch.
Right.
I bet on Pooch all the time. Pooch ain't never let me down. The Pooch done had me down stressed a couple times, but Pooch ain't really let me down. I can believe in myself. Because a lot of times you get caught into how you gonna do this, how you gonna do that. I remember when I left working at a railroad. You know, on my uncles, and I want to get this disclaimer to people, and I really want folks to understand this. We talk about this on other shows. Don't ever trip on people when they don't see the word the way you do. Because I got a lot of times I've left great jobs. Why you gonna leave that? They pay good money.
Right.
I want no good money. I want
great money. I want
yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know, because that was the whole. You know, I hear people, well, I wouldn't even leave. They do this and do that. Yeah, they do that. But hell, I get that money.
Right.
I'm one of the ones. I can get that money. I can go get somebody to pay me some more money, right? And just that whole thing of banking on yourself, having that confidence, and being able to roll like, because shit may not necessarily go that way, but you feel that confident in yourself, like I go make this stuff happen. When things get slow, I won't lie to you to say, man, have I thought about shit? You know, money ain't coming in, go get a job. Yeah, I have thought about it, but then after a while, like, man, how about I sell a couple more witches? How about I do a couple more of these?
Right.
How about I do a couple more of those? You know, get off your ass, boy, and do these things and get your own money. Because what I do know I have the capacity to go generate revenue. So instead of me sitting here, the time I'm spending, let me go get me a little part-time bitch. Let me go do this, that, and I'm not knocking that, but shit, let me get my head together. How about you just sell some more of these, Poochie?
Right.
How about you add step a little later and do these? How about you go make some more calls and do that? And that's how, you know, things a lot of times just fall into place. Just that self-reliance, you know, just yourself, as opposed to, you know, like, hey, you think I get a couple more hours this week? Hey, you think I can get like a quarter raise? I'm not knocking anything, but just your mindset different. I'm gonna make the shit happen, as opposed to me going to somebody else and hoping they can make it happen for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Totally different, right? Most entrepreneurs got a long-term vision. They're not thinking about today, tomorrow, or if I do this today, I'm getting my check Friday. They think about shit I do now, how it's gonna pay me 2 weeks from now, a month from now, whatever. How that's going on, right? So those kind of things, you know, it's different. Like, you know, when we start again getting ready for tax season, we're sitting there doing things today, so we start rolling out other stuff.
How do you think that entrepreneurs get that long-term vision? Because most of us, we thinking about tomorrow. Even as an entrepreneur, even as a business owner, and stuff like that, sometimes we so caught up in right now and tomorrow that we can't see the future. We can't see the long-term goal or the long-term reward from this action that I'm doing today, and maybe 4 months from now it's going to pay off. How does that? How do you get that kind of vision? I understand it, but I want people, because somebody might be saying, I can't think about that, especially if I'm in business and I got to figure out how I'm gonna buy 2 cases of chicken tomorrow, and I don't have the money for it because I ain't sell none today. People can't do that. That vision, that long-term vision, sometimes is not great. And then we've talked about this. People can have long-term business, long-term vision, and big, grandiose ideas, and put themselves out of business.
Yeah, because they're not execute.
Right.
To answer your question, how do people get that? I think 3 things. I think some are born with it. Some born visionaries. They can see things that other people can't see.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, you see a piece of wood, and that person see, you know, a whole chestnut drawer or whatever that they can build with their hands. You have some people that learn that in experience, because they might have had an OG that kind of did things that were under them, and they kind of learned it that way. And others just educated, you know, how to do certain things or whatever, and do it. How you come about it.
Right.
People can actually, you can have experience and know how certain things are, but because you just want to be restricted to this is that. Like I just said, a person can see a whole damn, like, instead of wood, they see the drawer. A songwriter can, you know,
melody.
I might hear this. A song right here, they hit it.
Right.
I'm like, where the hell you get that from? But they got all this other kind of stuff, the words and all that kind of stuff. Their mind different, right? So sometimes when people can see certain stuff, like, look, man, it's cool. I mean, when I bought the house I'm in now, and it sat 3 years, it was a foreclosure. And it was all fucked up loud.
Mm-hmm.
And my ex-wife went in there, she like, ugh.
Right.
Just going there, she was like this. And I seen like, okay,
Right.
this is gonna be Chateau Touche.
This gonna be nice.
Yeah. And I had my vision.
Right.
She didn't have hers. And I just knew like, okay, take my time, ain't gonna be overnight.
Mm-hmm.
Do that. And I did that, I'll be lying to you if I sit here and say that I seen, business wise certain things, doing certain stuff and everything. I can honestly I stayed the course with a lot of stuff, but to sit here and say that I'm sorry, man, TikTok. To sit here and say that I see how everything gonna pan out, I'll be lying.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect example like the YouTube channel.
Right.
Once I start seeing certain things happening, I can say, okay, well shit, I can do that, maybe we can roll like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's an example. I got educated stuff, then we can do that kind
Right.
of things. My career in accounting, I seen like, okay, Poochie, we gonna
this gonna happen.
And I did everything that I seen, from the office downtown, the suit, briefcase, and all that stuff and everything. Like, I just didn't have no mean white people in mind.
in your vision.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with white people. I'm
Never
just talking
do.
about my personal,
my
personal journey in corporate America.
Right.
I don't mean nothing to get white people, but that's I just got there like, okay,
right.
But that wasn't in my vision. But that's a great question. I think it can come by different ways.
Okay.
I've met some people that just
right.
But even with that whole point of the vision, that whole bringing it together, that's what a lot of stuff get lost. And I see that a lot of times being in different board meetings and stuff like that, where people got these grandiose ideas, but the implementation to cover it up, like, how are you gonna do that?
Yeah, I used to have that vision when I was younger. Like I have that long-term vision. I had it for a long time. Then it just got diminished over time. And I can't seem to spark it up anymore. But I was like, okay, this right here, we do this right here. Once I get my real estate license, we get my broker's license. Then when I get my broker's license, you go back in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm telling my ex-wife, you go back get your real estate license. Once you get yours, this and that. And she's like, well, I want to do that. Okay, well, go get your car and tire license. We'll get a real estate license, and I'll rent out a space for you to have a shop in. You know what I'm saying? This is my long-term thinking. Like, and then and I'm like 23. But then by 50, we should have like 10, 20 investment properties. And we could retire and live off that.
Yeah.
But none of that came to fruition. But this is my grandiose vision.
Yeah. The execution piece is challenging.
Right. Especially when you're executing with someone else, like you said with your ex-wife, and don't see that vision or don't want to put in the effort to make that vision come alive.
They can accept it, but if I implement, it might be totally different. Another key thing with entrepreneurs, they got creative problem solvers. A lot of times, people throw out, hey, y'all can do this, y'all can do that. And they don't give into, like I said, the question, is how we're going to do it. And, oh, no. Well, come on, they just can't throw a damn idea.
Right.
How are we going to bring this to fruition? And a lot of times, people, say an employee mindset, it's like just suggestion. Entrepreneurs don't have that freedom. They have to that luxury, rather. They have to get to a way to do it. But look, if I rob Peter, pay Paul, if I got to cut back on this, we shut down here, we spend a little bit more time here. You got to sit here and have those creative ways. Because a lot of times, even from the employee perspective, you might be restricted. I just can't do it. When you're an entrepreneur, you're like, okay, shit, we're going to stop this, start more of this, make a new of this. Those kind of things, they figure out creative ways on how to get something done. Because again, and I say this all the time, really ingrained into my children, a problem doesn't go away because you choose not to deal with it. That problem is still there. You choose to deal with it or not.
Right.
Hey, this is what's going on. All right, well, you just walk away from it. It's still there. Right? You don't want to address the leaky pipe. It's still dripping. It ain't bad, but it's going to get worse. You chose to fix it or not. That was on you.
Right.
It does not go away because you don't choose to
because you close your eyes every time you walk by it.
Yeah, a lot of times people don't necessarily want to embrace that, but that's real, man. Regardless of how you want to handle it or not, it ain't going no damn. So that was one thing when we go over those key things as far as the mindset of entrepreneurs. Well, the key difference between employees and entrepreneur mindsets, again, that risk and stability. Again, I've said it many times. I work 20 hours a day, so I have to work 40 hours a week.
Right.
I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. And I'm very honest with people in regards to if you want to go down certain roads, you need to ask yourself, be honest with you before you waste time, waste money, potentially damage relationships. Are you built for that kind of stuff?
Right.
If you're like, okay, cool, I want to get paid, man, I ain't got time for that stuff, I ain't got time to play. Don't go down that road. Or you can just make it simple. Sell some them popcorn bags.
Yeah.
Sell that. Just they're fundraisers.
Good food. Good stuff.
So those kind of things, to a certain point. But when you start talking about just that whole risk of, hey man, look, I went from 1st and 15th to maybe a 10th.
Maybe a first.
That shit crazy.
Right.
That shit crazy. You got to be wired a little different. So you, like I say, just don't have it in your mind, well, I'm going to be my own boss. I'm going to smoke cigars and all that kind of shit. I'm telling you, man, look, this shit's scary. You got to be damn near crazy to want to work for yourself. So you got to be able to honestly assess yourself to say, okay, if that's something you really want to do. So
I was just about to say that, though. People need to really sit back and think about it.
Yeah.
And assess who they are, because they know who they are. They know if they're going to be able to be up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning like you be up going through them taxes and trying to figure out, I'll be up 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning putting music on the radio station, doing the podcast, getting the audio together.
Well, again, when I brought up the more money, more autonomy, more authority, that's usually what drives most people to want to start their own business. If your job gave you a little bit more money, or they make you a supervisor,
right,
or they let you work remote, most people be like, all right, I'm cool.
I'm staying here.
Yeah, you dig what I'm saying? So I think that if you can just say, okay, what's your reason? You're like, I ain't got nothing to do with it. I'm not fulfilled. Okay. I can do that. Okay, now listen. Can your interest, desire for fulfillment withstand the fear of shit going all wild like that? And I don't think a lot of people think about that aspect of it, man. No. So I think that's what get lost. So those key things: risk, stability, that growth mindset. You got to be, as an entrepreneur, you got to constantly be, have be like a lifelong learner. Things change when you work at your job. Shit, you can turn the damn switch off and on. You'll have different implementations that are given to you. Are you working at a certain place? New software come in, new different things. That's not necessarily growth. That's just the system change. But when you, as an entrepreneur, you got to sit here and just be constantly be evolving and moving stuff like that, because the way you normally want to do it, you might just got to do a whole paradigm,
a different way.
Working somewhere is given to you. The training, the implementation, the structure. We work for yourself. You got to do the whole adaptability, creating how you're going to move. All that stuff is done, and it's done without your interest of doing it. You might be so stuck, I want to do it this way. That's not going to be feasible anymore, right? Some folks still want to damn use a flip phone, and it just ain't going to always happen. You know what I mean?
Some people don't even want to build internet or social media. Yeah. Unfortunately, in today's world, you ain't gonna be known if you're not.
No. I don't want to do all that posting.
Yeah.
Do all that kind of stuff. But you want folks to come to you. Who are you? You understand?
Right. Because the first thing people say is, "What's your Instagram?"
Yeah, and you sitting there saying, "I don't want to deal with it." Like, and I get it. I get it. We talked about that the other week. Like, look, man, you want to get into real estate because you see, it's a good thing to get in. And I know they have different facets of real estate, like leasing and things like that. But the vast majority want to get into real estate because they see the potential. If I sell these houses, I get this commission, I can make this money. Right. But if you're not a person who like dealing with people, it's a really wise thing to do.
Right. That's something you want to think about.
Exactly. Another key difference when we start talking about employees, entrepreneurs, is basic accountability. Entrepreneurs hold themselves accountable for their success and their future. A lot of times people really like to divert and blame, supervisors because things didn't go right. And they don't necessarily want to put the stress on themselves. Like, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people, I say it all the time, they want more responsibility. They want, hey man, I you make me supervisor, put me in charge, give me the thing. But they don't want that accountability.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna make you in charge. But this shit don't go right, I'm gonna fire you.
I'll fire you.
Oh, hell no. But I'm gonna give you more money. I'm gonna give you more. I'm gonna give you all that. But if things don't go right now, you know, it's on you.
It's on you.
I don't want to, you know. And that's the kind of thing with entrepreneur is more, you know, that accountability. You gotta own it.
It's on me.
You can't divert stuff how you did before, man. And I've seen many entrepreneurs that go down there. Well, my supervisor did this, or not my supervisor, my employee did this. My girl did this. I had my son doing it. It's still on you.
Right.
My children that do things for me, it's still gonna come back to me if they do something that's gonna be derogatory, negative towards the
business. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
My son be rude with a customer or a country, like that's gonna come, like that impacts me.
Right. It's not gonna be Majestic Business Services son was rude to me. It's gonna be Majestic Business Services rude.
No.
Right.
And now the people are all on social media. You know where the lady had the thing, and you just like, man, I'm gonna have a girl just work the gate. You know, she ain't gonna really tell. I ain't gotta really pay nobody. So I'm gonna have a girl. She gonna work the front desk.
Right.
But your girl rude. She's not welcoming. She's not. You know what I'm saying?
She never looks up.
Exactly. She on her phone. Good. You know, and that has been like, you know, now people get walking out the parking lot. Don't go to Pooch's, find down
on their phone.
Bullshit. Right here, locate that.
Right.
And you done lost so much because that person is still me.
Yeah.
So okay, Pooch, you gotta have stuff in place while I'm checking everything. We have the daily meetings, the weekly meetings, you know, twice a month, monthly. However, we're doing that to see, okay, where are we at? What are we doing? So it's not necessarily all about money. What are we doing? Okay, y'all get people in and out, how the sales looking, customer reviews. You got somebody in that shadow shopping and actually, you know, just looking to see how things going. That's on you as the owner. That's on you. Because people, I've heard so many people just say, well, you can do the business, you get other people to do this, other people do that. You watch your damn mind. People will fuck your stuff up.
They don't care about yours.
And you know what? Mess your stuff up and go next door to the next guy.
And get another job.
And your whole savings and investment that you done had into this stuff is ruined. Because of somebody that didn't have no skin in the game. When you own it, man, you gotta be totally accountable. This my shit. If things go wrong, it come on with me, right?
Yes.
And self-discipline versus external motivation. That's the key thing we start talking about the difference between entrepreneurs and employees. Self-discipline versus external motivation. I've said it before, man. I'm super structured. I do the same boring thing over every day. Get up, do this, do that, and everything. And I'm structured and wired like that. It might be military, just we're doing it. Self-motivated, that means not self-motivated. External motivation is somebody gonna fire your ass. Or you ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? It's gotta be some kind of negative reason based off, you know, that's why you gotta do it. Or if you don't do this stuff, man, you know they're gonna lay your ass off. Right. You don't do this, man, you ain't gonna better get, you know, that bonus. As opposed to like, shit, I'm just gonna do it. Because that's what, you know, I'm not getting a reward for it, I just gotta get it done. Most entrepreneurs, like, it's just, you know, you self-motivated to get this stuff done. Like, I got to get this stuff taken care of, man. I can't wait on that. Not if I don't get it done, it's something negative going to happen to me.
Right.
I'm doing it because I want something positive to happen. Right.
I got an end game. It's an end game to this.
Yeah. One doing it because they don't want to get in trouble. They don't want nothing bad to happen. One is doing it because they just only want good stuff to happen. They know if they don't do it, they're not going to get any money. Right. They know if they don't do it, they can lose their business. Right. Well, they're doing it because they want something positive to happen. I want to grow my business. I want to make more money. I know if I don't do it, I can lose my business. Right. But one is only doing it because they can get fired. You know, it's just the negative aspect.
Right. And it has nothing to do with positive. It has nothing to do with the positive aspects of things. It's just because of this, if I don't do this, I'm not going to get that.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. And that's how most people are, man, I ain't doing no more of that shit. They ain't going to pay me no more money.
Right. I'm doing bare minimum.
Hey, look, man, you don't know why you trying to do all that work. They ain't gonna pay you no more. They ain't gonna do that. They ain't gonna do, you know.
Clock at 3:59.
Yeah, them all doing all that chipping back and forth, smiling and grinning. They ain't gonna promote them, right? You know, and again, that's just not for you to do. But people just like, I ain't doing no extra work because ain't nothing gonna come. Hey, look, that's just how they wired. Right. Again, I ain't saying who right, I ain't saying who wrong, but it's a difference. In movement with an entrepreneur than an employee. Another thing, key thing, guys, just some of them challenges. When we start talking about doing that shift, like, look, I hear you talking. Mr. Short Dollar, you know, saying these differences, You make me aware, okay, how entrepreneur thinks, how employee thinks. Key difference between the two, right? It can cause conflict. Some of the challenges when you start want to be able to make that shift, you got to get past that fear of failure. Mm. Remember what I said, guys, it's not about failing or something not working. It's just a learning moment.
The fear of failure is probably the biggest obstacle.
Well, see, the thing of it
one
is,
of the biggest obstacles.
But you create that perspective.
Man,
we did that, man. Oh, man, we don't spend all that time. It didn't work. Well, now I know.
Adjust.
Now I know, but I'm just saying the whole point. Are you gonna look at it as a failure, or are you gonna look at it as a teacher moment? You see what I'm saying? And those are kind of things. It's just your mind is gonna handle the situation different.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because like you saying setback, it might just be this shit didn't work. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, we tried it. Because like I say again, if we didn't have people that use failures and learning moments, we would have electricity, we would have cars, we would have cell phones, because they did so many trials.
Right.
The drug vaccines, they go through so many trials over and over and over and over and over again. Thousands of failures.
We talking about just antibiotics.
Yeah.
They had to test.
There's some crazy ass number. They said Benjamin Franklin, who did with the light bulb so many times, Thomas Edison, well, doing, just those guys, again, just going over and over again. Your mindset be different. Like, I ain't doing that, man. I try to do that stuff, whatever. I've tried to do things and it didn't work the first time. Right. It didn't make me quit. Like, nah, bro, I tried to do that. That ain't my lane.
We know Edison stole the light bulb.
Well,
just messing with you.
I get that part, but even whoever did it, it still had to go through those trials. Yeah, and that's why I think like just the mindset be different. That imposter syndrome, man. Entrepreneurs, when I say again, imposter syndrome, entrepreneurs can often feel like they aren't qualified to ruin, or entrepreneurs can often feel like they aren't qualified to ruin a business or make decisions on their own. Am I reading that right? Employees a lot of times feel like they're not qualified to ruin the business. Those kind of things, when people say, and you look at, okay, this person here, man, they owning their business, they got everything going and stuff. Those kind of things can have you like feeling a certain way until something tough happens.
You read that right, entrepreneur?
Yeah. Well, I ain't like the state. I didn't fix it. I ain't like how that
I guess they're saying that I guess I'm going to help you out with it. I guess it's saying that since they're so used to being an employee.
Leave my notes there.
Oh.
I'm saying date. On the date. Fuck up the date, that's all.
Oh, okay.
You know we have fun up here, y'all. I just wrote some shit down that I didn't understand.
Okay.
I'm leaving to you.
No, but in theory, like we said, that imposter syndrome, with these challenges, a lot of times people can feel certain things are there, but they ain't there. How many times have y'all sat there and talked with somebody that sold y'all a good game, and then when you try to look at it, like, man, it look easy, oh, y'all can do it, and you start doing it, man, this shit ain't what I thought it was.
Right.
I put all this damn money out here, man. I ain't selling any tasty cakes. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? It don't work like that. Right. Because you got some kind of, false insecurity that certain things would be a certain way. And then imposter syndrome will be part of that. Another key thing to be a challenge is time management. Me and Will in band camp. Hey, Will. Now, Will been chilling for the past month out of school.
Right.
He's getting back in the groove. Daddy ain't waking your ass up for school.
Right.
And that you're in band now, you get your ass up. So, I'm sitting up, I done got up and doing my thing or whatever. And I know you got to get up. Oh, God, I heard Mother Cousin. Other one, he said, shit.
Oh, Lord.
He got 20 minutes to get ready. Dad, you ain't, I ain't saying that to you, Will.
Right.
I ain't saying that to you, bro. It's on you.
Right.
And at the end of the day, you're growing to be a young man. You got to understand. You can't, if you got to be somewhere at 9:30, at 9 o'clock, you need to be there at 8:30.
8:30, yeah.
So we need to leave the house at 8:15 or 8 o'clock.
However long it takes to get there.
I'm gonna be cool, but I ain't for that no shit pressing. You're gonna deal with ramifications that come along with you being late.
What if you have to get up and leave earlier because you gotta go get this money? That you know what I'm saying? Like before he even have to get up, you gone. So he can't. You know what I'm saying? Like
I did the video earlier a couple weeks ago in regards to just scheduling things out. And so we talking about just that time management. Guys, look, man. I spend, it's nothing on the back of this now, but each week when I think of different things I got to do, I put it on the back of this, or if it's something that I encounter and I say, okay, I gotta get that done. I put it on here for the next week to get done. Something I feel like we ain't gonna get taken care of, or something I'm working on that I didn't finish. When I come that Saturday or Sunday, I draft all this stuff out for the different days of the week. I mark it off after I get it done with doing certain things, man. So those kind of things, just that time management, being to allocate time with doing it. Knowing, okay, these priority tasks, these medium tasks, these tasks I just kind of put off, understand it, and being realistic. Hey, that's not going to take me all damn day.
Right.
That's shit going to take me a week or two. That's something I can knock out. I can clear it in. That's some stuff I need to have total focus. I might want to do it early in the day. That's something I can just move shit around. Something I can do it later in the day because my mind already kind of burned out. Having that kind of stuff, setting everything up and allocating it, being structured like that. That's what you got to do being an entrepreneur.
Okay.
You just can't sit here and just throw out, I'm going to do this tomorrow, and then 2 or 3 things coming. I mean, my phone rang several times.
Right.
Clients calling, stuff get off. I log in, because I'm in the middle of something. I log in, let me knock them out, whatever. Some shit I thought was going to take
10 minutes.
30 seconds, not taking 10 minutes, but they'll cut into the time what I was doing. And then you got to be able to say, hey, man, look, I know what you got to do is urgent, but I'm in the middle of this project. When I get through, I can't do it now.
Right.
And be able to be that structured, understand, like, those kind of things. It's very tough. So time management is key. And a lot of times, another challenge with people when we start talking about going from the employee to entrepreneur, a lot of employees need to be self-motivated. We're going to give you a raise. We're going to give you time off. We're going to give you a bonus. We're going to give you, some toys. You can't do that shit with an entrepreneur.
Not at all.
You just got to be,
yourself.
hey, self-starter. Hey, what we said on a highly motivated drill sergeant. Hey, you got to be just, that self-starter.
Right.
Because a lot of times, that's, as, the employee, those people in management, man, what the hell can we do? They ass ain't doing that. That's how they in office. But, man, give them a day off. Or, whoever do the best, man, we might give them a vacation. Or we might give them a gift certificate or something. Those incentives to actually give you the opportunity to do that. You don't get that shit as an entrepreneur. You got to be self-motivated because you want to be somewhere. Not because ain't nobody give you no damn gift certificate. Right. Ain't nobody gonna give you no day off.
Right. You ain't getting no mental health.
Exactly. So you got to understand, that kind of stuff is not gonna be given to you, right? So I want people to understand that part.
And I'm gonna say, as a person, I ain't mean to cut you off. As a person who tries to self-motivate himself every day, man, it gets tired. It wears you out. It wears you out. I try to motivate myself every day to get some of this radio and podcasts and different stuff done, looking at different things. And it's a motivation is hard to come by sometimes. Yeah. Especially if I sit back on the couch and start watching YouTube and then 4 hours went by.
Well, and also especially depending on if you're not in an environment or have a support team that's going to keep you go boy, you go girl, do this, that, and that. They care about you, but they not, really as engaged with it as you.
Right.
That shit make it tough because you're like, shit, I just chill like that.
Right.
And you can fall in there real quick and forget what you're trying to do. Again, tonight's show, I want to think something about that. But you find out. Tonight's show we're talking about, the mindset shift for going from being an employee to entrepreneur. Again, the mindset shift going from an employee to an entrepreneur. So we talked about addressing different mindsets of an employee or entrepreneur, pitfalls, setbacks, things like that to help rehash going over how to actually make that mindset shift. We're going to talk about everything, some of the pros and cons, different kind of setbacks and everything. So I really want to give you guys right now the actual blueprint on how to make that mindset shift. Okay. The number one thing you got to do, guys, is start small. Start small. Do not try to do everything overnight. It's a project. Doing some part-time. We're doing certain stuff where you're like, just seeing, okay, how can I actually, roll this stuff out? Like, I was joking, but if you want to sell something, popcorn and do some kind of fundraiser, be okay with, okay, let me just see this. Do I want to, sacrifice some of my free time doing some certain things? Right. Do I want to actually invest in something that I might not necessarily get all my money back? Kind of stick your toe in the water. Right. Stick your toe in the water, make it kind of small. So if things don't work, like, man, look, bro, I understand what y'all saying, I tried to go out there and sell some of them Krispy Kreme donuts. I ain't with all that stuff.
Right,
Folk
right.
rude, people walk by you
Yeah.
or whatever. Or you might get out there like, man, shit, I don't care, man. They walking, I was like having a good time.
Right.
I felt free out there doing it. So start very small. Again, we're talking about how to make that mindset shift. Number two thing, make sure you educate yourself. Talk about the importance of, we're talking about the importance of being continually learning. That lifelong learning is super important. You got to make sure you equip yourself with the knowledge with the knowledge and being also around the right people that can help you do certain things. So you got to make sure, again, when we talk about making that mindset shift, you got to make sure you educate yourself. Google University, YouTube University, get you some mentors, get in some support groups. Those kind of things can help you with doing that, guys. Because again, you ain't. Last question early in the show was, man, right on. How many people know what they're doing? Mm-hmm. Most don't damn know. So put yourself in a position where you can be informed,
right?
Where you can become knowledgeable of certain things. Okay. Next, you got to shift to a focus on mindset. You focus to a growth mindset. You got to make sure, guys, you can't get stuck into so much of the security piece. I'm here and I'm trying to be there. In order for me to be there, I got to do certain things. Expound on myself, actually, as an individual. It's very, very hard to do something different if you're going to continue to be doing the same shit. You got to do stuff that's different. What's different? Staying up late, being with strangers, getting out your comfort zone for certain stuff, talking, embracing a different way of doing something.
Right.
You've been going the same route to your job for 20 years. Go the street way. Yeah, dude, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that growth mindset of just, okay, how to do things differently, how to move. Don't make it right, don't make it wrong. It's different.
Mm-hmm.
And understanding that, because far too often people get caught into this is how you do it.
Mm-hmm.
Finish line, jump on the finish line, go backwards, roll over, skip, flip, front or backwards, side step, but you cross the finish line.
Right.
And your mind got to shift in regards to approaching different ways, different opinions, and different ways of doing stuff, okay?
And you could use that shift, and I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off again.
Good.
You could use that shift as a creative motivation. You might see some as you going the opposite way, going another way home, and you be like, oh, you know what? I never thought of it being purple, or whatever the case may be. Or I never thought of adding flowers to this or whatever. Because when I used to drive home all the time, I used to always take different street ways. It's longer, but sitting in the light, I think of stuff. I'm thinking of this. I'm thinking of that. Well, let me try this. Let me put this here. And it helps you motivate yourself to try different things as well as you trying a different way home.
That's when you see, success is different from the way you might have seen. Like, damn, I ain't thinking about that.
Yeah.
And that you grow as a person because you're seeing it. Like, damn, I ain't think about that. You know? That's why I always say the beauty. A lot of times we're having a good team, a good board, because you're getting different viewpoints and stuff like that and everything. So if you got a good one,
right,
you got a old damn dumb one, you'll get a lot of yes, this, that, and that. Let me leave that alone. Another way to make that mindset shift, take responsibility. Got to own it, guys. A lot of people don't want to own it. Again, we just talked about it in depth. Stop blaming shit, stop putting stuff on other people. You got to take responsibility. Now, again, there's nothing wrong with delegating things to another person. I'm going to empower lab going to be in charge of that. It's my son in charge of it. But I am still responsible. I've given them responsibility.
Right.
And they got to be accountable for that. But they still keep going back to me.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
When you see a kid, a college coach, and the kid get a DUI and kill somebody, they'll say, "What? Man, the coach need to resign." What the coach do?
Right.
But at the end of the day, just like a coach can sit and say, "Well, the kids just didn't do that. Our kids did this, and I'm in charge of this." He run a pretty tight ship, man. Right. But when I make a mistake, you gotta take the good or bad. Now, I'm not saying that makes sense to me that a kid kid do something wrong that the coach should be fired. But again, I've said it a million times as parents, We get too much blame when they do wrong.
Uh-huh.
We get too much damn credit when they do well.
Uh-huh.
They just do on their own.
Right.
But as an entrepreneur, you gotta be able to take responsibility on shit, even if something that's not the cause of you. Even if something that's not the cause of you, you gotta be able to own it. And that's why it's so important you make sure you put people in place to the best of your ability. Anything can happen that you know ain't gonna make no mistake when you gotta sit here and just own some shit that somebody else did.
Right.
That's just real talk. You know
That's
what I'm
right.
saying? Another thing is you gotta be able to build resilience. When I mean build resilience, be okay with learning how to deal with setbacks, learning how to deal with certain stuff, and be able to go through it. Mental toughness is definitely required. It definitely required.
It requires super mental toughness.
Yeah, but you ain't gonna be able to, get that way overnight if you ain't really accustomed to that. But you gotta build that up and understand. Be tough on yourself and be able to fight through stuff.
Especially when you ain't made no money that weekend, like Slick says. Some owners can't even pay themselves, but they got to pay their employees. So like you got that 2 weeks where you ain't made no money, but you got to pay his employees and your bills ain't getting paid.
Yeah, and that also comes along with getting educated and learning certain things of how that delayed pay is going to come at, big picture wise. But again, when you had those setbacks or failures and things don't necessarily work out, and your whole, again, that perspective on we do bad or they just look, man, it's just something we can learn from. That stuff got to be in place, right?
Right.
So listen, guys, I just want to be straight up with you. We want to go down that road and say, I want to be an entrepreneur and I want to shift from being an employee with doing it. You just got to make sure, guys, you're mentally prepared for all the things that will come along with it. And also, good, bad, or whatever, because everybody can have success and money and things like that. You see it on social media. But the BS, the fake, the things not going right, you losing money, you losing time, losing relationships. Make sure you give thought to that. Also, give thought to the whole point of why you're doing it. Do you want more money? Do you want more authority? Do you want, more autonomy before leave you alone and stuff like that? And be realistic is the stuff that you may go through. Is it okay for you to do that as opposed to like, okay, the stuff I already got?
Right.
Because again, you leave in this one place saying, because I'm mad at this, they need to pay me more, they need to do this, but you want to go do your own thing, they ain't making less money, you spending all your time, you ain't happy, but what you had, like, damn, man, I'm like,
right,
it ain't bad as I thought it was.
Right.
So sit down and take a lot of time. I never, ever tell people, I'm a big proponent of, not telling people how to feel. I ain't gonna say, Lab, you can't get mad. You know what I'm saying? Well, you did this to her, she did to you, and you can't get mad.
Right.
Bullshit. I'm mad what I did. I'm still mad.
Yeah.
Bullshit. I'm still mad.
Right.
Damn.
Right.
But with that said, you have to be realistic about the decision you make afterwards from an emotional standpoint. Is it going to negatively impact you big picture wise? Take them 48 hours. Chill. Relax. Sit back. Hurt.
Assess.
And assess. And I think a lot of times you can make a more informed decision, man.
Hey, Vote. Vote said, what's up?
Who that?
Vote. V-A-L-T. I'm going to say it's Vote. I may be pronouncing that incorrectly, but you said what's up, so we saying what's up.
Hey, appreciate it. But listen, man, I hope the information we discussed tonight was informative to you guys. I love the conversation. If you, again, the main hub is the Mr. Short Dollar YouTube channel. So if anything run across your mind later, you just came in, go to the YouTube channel, check out a video in its full entirety. Also, if you got a question or comments, leave it on the YouTube channel. 24, 48 hours as always, guys. I'll respond back. And if you got a question or comments or anything like that. But I want to tell you guys, thanks so much for bottom of my heart. I don't know. I don't think we hit the 90,000 on the Change of Lives.
Right.
So we at 91 now.
Right.
And I wanted to tell everybody, man, I appreciate all the love and support for Mr. Short Dollar for us hitting that 91,000 subscribers, man. Thank y'all so much for that, man. And shit, we're gonna try to hit that 100.
What we gotta do? What we trying to do by the end of the year?
Oh yeah, we'll
gonna hit by the end.
I hope I said that shit. We had like a little spike in February.
We're gonna be 101.
Yeah,
102.
I hope so. I hope so.
Yeah.
But I feel like we keep doing the things we doing, the good work. We keep helping you guys. All that stuff fall in place. Yeah, that's why I would say you do what you do. That stuff fall. It take care of itself.
That's right.
So thank y'all so much. Love y'all. Appreciate all the support. Y'all be safe, and I'll talk with you soon.